if I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home. Just so far from here, focused on my own way, with never looking back to those who lived in fear. There was nothing I could do, there is nothing you said that could.
All right, Dirt fans, we're here, and I tell you what, Heat Race 1 about to be underway tonight. Let's get these bad boys up here, because we got Corlin Bach going to be men out front in this one, Colin Murphy up in the second, Tristan Grape there in third, Tanner Brand starting fourth, Robbie Swan up in fifth. We got Kevin Robinson starting sixth, Nick King in seventh, and Matthew Schaefer there in the eighth place spot. Well, it's the Big Al's Guns Big Block Series. If you've been paying attention, guys have put on a show week in and week out. Also got to give a shout out to our Heat Race sponsor here tonight. That's Evolution Graphics. You see them up there. Give them a call. Give them a number if you're in the Wade, North Carolina area. Looking for some good graphics. Check out Evolution Graphics as our sponsor here for our Heat Races tonight. But Heat Race 1 and Corey, I tell you what, big block action USA style.
Ooh, this ought to be pretty fun here. 3/4 mile track, dirt, big engines, big blocks.
Everything
Gonna have
big.
a lot of action. Yeah, exactly. Big guns.
That's right. Well, I like saying, man, Big Al. I'm in Kentucky area. I'll check it out. Pace trucks in. Here we go. This is for a dirt track. This is probably one of the biggest on the iRacing circuit.
Oh, it most absolutely is. So it's going to act like a Talladega to these cars out here.
Right now, everybody's kind of single file. Sometimes you can get some side-by-side racing going on at this place. We'll have to see how well the lines work. Right now, it looks like the low line's the place to be, as Box the man out front should be top. I'm going to say top 3 right now. We'll see what Edward says out there. He usually gives me the info. So we'll go. You know, sometimes dirt math.
It shows top 4 for me.
All right, well, then there we go. Where's got the info for? Top 4. Well, that means right here, that would put Old Tristan Grape, I call him the Grape Man. Up in that transfer spot, Swan wants it. He's looking on the inside of him.
Yeah, so far right now looks like maybe a two-groove, very bottom-dominated track at the moment.
I think they'll head up the track here a little bit as the race goes on. I mean, they'll get that inside groove, and I feel like they'll eventually push that cushion up. You can already see them going towards the middle part of the track, maybe a slider, mini slider style line. Biggest battle's happening for that transfer spot, though. Grape's got it. Swan wants it. Swan keeps looking on that inside, but I don't think it's there quite yet.
Yeah, if he's going to get it, he's going to get it down in 3. That's where he seems to be a little bit stronger than Grape at the moment. Grape a little bit middle side there in 1 and 2.
Good run. Grape still got it. Out front, Box, the man holding it down. Here he goes. Grape says, you know what? I don't want the 4th final transfer. I want that 3rd place. He looked on the inside of Branch for a minute, but he needs to watch out because if he gets out here and gets out of the groove a little bit, man, I'll tell you what, Swan's there. He might take that spot away from him.
Swan using a little bit of the grass right there to try to look on his inside. Now Grape dives it real deep down in turn number 3.
Final times coming up here, about 5 to go, and this one still Bach out front, Murphy, Branch, and then you got Grape right here just trying to hang on for everything. He makes one little mistake, he's gonna have old Swan right there all over him.
Yeah, not to mention up front here, his top 3 have started to pull away from your transfer spot area.
Yeah, Swan's not out of this thing yet. I mean, from what I'm seeing, it looks like they go in. Yeah, well, they're starting to travel up a little bit up the track, kind of staying in that middle groove down. You know, started in the low line, but now in the middle, and you see Swan, he's trying to look on that inside, and there Grape just cuts it off. But hey, that might be what he needed because he lost momentum coming out of the turn.
Yeah, that's exactly what he needed as Swan is nosed out ahead. Can he pull the half slider? He does. Grape now looks underneath of him on the exit of 2.
Yep. Back and forth. Grape falls back to that 5th place spot. 2 to go. Now he's got to work over Swan. Hope he makes a mistake. Get that Grape 8 machine back up there. White flag one more time.
One last shot for Grape to try to redeem himself out of that last lap mistake that he did. Going down the back chute. Swan with the advantage here. Ever Grape. Grape's going to have to pull something here out of the hat.
Yeah. Final turns. Is he going to have enough? I don't think he is. I think that one little bobble, we said it's going to take a mistake, and that's what it was. You saw Swan take over the last transfer. Bach, Murphy, Brent, Swan, your top 4 going to the feature, and just that little bobble, man, right there from Grape that made Swan be able to get it. But gritting it up, heat race number 2 here tonight.
Yeah, heat race number 2 here, 10 laps, top 4 transfer. On the pole, you got Blake Murray, his outside, Jerry Flippo. Row number 2, you're going to see Jason Salter, Nick Baum. Row 3, Stephen Gaines, Jason Moore. And row number 4, you're going to have Matt Fletchall and Jason Dill.
Yeah, going to be a good one. Again, now the top 4 drivers go to it. I always say Murray, and then I got Jerry Flippo. Man, Jerry was a race car driver. He's out here. He knows how to pull these things around. These big block action here tonight. Big Al's guns. We always say Big Al's got some big guns and got some big blocks here to make some noise.
Love it.
Yeah, dude. Hey, so you're looking for things that are big. We're on a big track, big blocks, big motors, big guns. Awesome. Let us know who your favorite drivers are. Who you pulling for? We know who you pulling for if he's here tonight.
He isn't here.
Oh, he ain't here? Oh, well, then never mind. He got heartbreak last week because you was pulling for him. Green flag. Hurry out front. Nick Baum knows the man hanging on that final transfer spot, and he's had kind of an up and down season so far. Baum's been one that he definitely can get up there. He's fast, and now he's in the show.
Yeah, and they've got a good advantage over your 5th place battle, which is including Stephen Gaines and Jason Moore right now.
Yep. Those two guys outside looking in. Meanwhile, Salter, who definitely does some hard charging in these things, but he's looking to have a good starting spot here tonight. He's got Flippo right in front of him, so everybody's kind of single file, and kind of what USA brings, kind of single file run until maybe we see some multi grooves. I mean, right now it's just nowhere to go. It's who makes a mistake.
Yeah, you got to really burn this track off before it opens up to multiple grooves. You see right now everybody's drifted up to the middle groove because that's not where the slick is.
Yeah, I think before the night's over with, I mean, right there, you kind of like a slider line. I mean, they're starting in the middle, going in, kind of sliding up as far as they can. I think before the night's over, they're going to be on that top side wall. If they keep going where they are, at least here in turn 1 and 2, because, man, they're already up in the middle side of the track. 3 and 4 seems like that's when they kind of go down low and just kind of slide up to the middle.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Both corners here are completely different characteristics. Turn 1 is super wide, and you can almost just carry all the speed in. Then turn 3, you got to make a decision to go bottom, or if you're going to run the outside, you got to watch on the exit of 4. There's a little bump.
Yeah, I'm seeing it right there as they come out of 4. I mean, you can see they went into 3 kind of low, slid up the middle of the track, but right here, 1 and 2, yeah, they go way up the track. And if they keep going up there, that's going to just push that cushion up to the top. Battle starting for second. You got Flippo and Salter. He peaked down there. The thing about this track, I think, tonight, and unless something changes drastically right now, it's going to be a matter of the guy in front of you just making a mistake or you pressuring him into making a mistake.
Yeah, you got to pressure him. But you can't be making the same mistake, because if you go low and it don't work, you're going to kill off your momentum and not be able to recover as easily.
Absolutely. Well, now you've seen a battle heating up for that transfer spot. Moore's there. Let's see if he can do the same thing they did in the last one with Swan and Great. As you can see him, he's having to fall under tire tracks there in 1 and 2. But in 3 and 4, he's trying to go to the low line and maybe get a run. Moore does. Watch him. He'll go down. Well, he didn't that time, but the time before he did. But, man, who's that coming up out? That's Fletchel. He sent that thing in the turn.
Yeah, I seen him in the background there. Fletchel hold on to 6 right now. Moore still trying to look for the transfer spot over Nick Baum. 1.5 laps to go.
I always like his little big blocks. They have the little wheel hanging up in the sky. It shows all that torque that these things got. It reminds me of the little wheelie cartoon, Speed Racer, Speed Boogie.
White flag in the air.
You're too young to know about
Oh, yeah, I'm young.
Well, that might be the mistake right there. Uh-oh, Baum might be the mistake that Moore needed. Yes, it was. I don't know why Baum went down to the inside, but Moore's going to take the high side out of 2, 3, and 4. Is he going to be able to drag race? Are you kidding? Man, we just said it. The mistake. And I don't know why Nick went down, but it's going to end up with Murray, Flippo, Salter, and Moore. But I don't know why Baum went down to the bottom of the track. When all race long he's kept that line, but he took a different line in a turn and allowed Moore to take that outside lane from him. Get that spot. Something to look out for. But heat race 3, here we go. Tyler Clemens, man out front. Desmond Busby starting in second. We got Logan Gilp in third. Hugh Queelan up in 4th. Thomas Vickers 5th. Blair Krause there in 6th. Corey Bequest up in 7th. And Chance Carr rounds out the 8th place spot. So twice now we have seen passes on the last laps that have been the guy in front making a mistake, whether it's going down too low and getting out of the groove. I don't know. Something to look out for.
Yeah, definitely something to look for here in heat number 3. Top 4 transferred to the big dance out of this one. Right now, yeah. Huey starting good in the transfer spot.
Yeah, Clemens, Busby, who has been rocking it on the Monday night deal here with us here for the Northwest Racing Association. He's been doing all kinds of things. Been pretty good in the big blocks himself.
I've tuned in every so often to watch you do this. Here we go. Green flag's out. Tyler Clement on the loud pedal.
He is. Clement out front. We'll see what Busby's got as he's looking. And you see right there, Logan Gill did the same thing as the last one. Got down there, got on that. There's a hump, and you go across the. I always see they're down there trying to Dukes of Hazzard in that turn because it looks like they're jumping across the hill. But meanwhile, here comes Busby for the top 4 battling.
Gill slides in behind Huey, takes over 4.
Does. So Kraus now's the man outside looking in, but they keep battling like they are. One of those guys back there could get back in there, and Vickers, you got to watch out for him. Chance Carr's there. Toe-a-ho! That was Chance Carr that just got, bam! He's back there wheeling that thing. That car, no, it's Kraus. My bad. Kraus in the wall. Car's in the wall. Go.
Caution.
Kraus actually went up there and tried to put his tire on the back of the other guy's tire. Then he got spun. Then the 2 machine of
Quest,
yeah, came in there and just finished it off for him. Not the way you want to start your heat race.
Not at all. It all started there with Kraus and Vickers getting into it.
Even though these things, I mean, you can do a little bit of side-by-side rubbing with these. They are close to open wheel, especially on the right side. The left to open wheel, especially on the right side. The left side, you might get away with it a little bit, but on that right side, see those wheels stick out a little far on the fender, so I'd be careful.
Yeah, this is definitely kind of more open wheel than any car out there other than a sprint car would be.
UMP would be the same difference.
UMP's kind of, I mean, the rear tires on a UMP aren't as stuck out as a big block car.
I got you.
Very similar though. This is like if a UMP and a sprint car made a baby.
Oh, yeah. Well, definitely not like last night. You can lean on each other. I mean, them late models, those things there, you just kind of like, it's not as good as a street stock. Street stock, you really get out there beating and bang, but hey, here we go. Pace truck's in. They're just going to run the truck over and say heck with it. Clemens does, and look out. We got 3 wide almost back here in the back, and I think this is what you're going to see is, from what we saw with it being single file like it is, you're going to have to be aggressive. The problem is Hugh Quillen is down on the bottom side, and right now I don't think that's the place to be, as he can't go anywhere. He can't put a haymaker in there, but he does put it back in the 4th place in front of Gill. We'll see if it holds.
Yeah, that's Chance Carr right behind Huey. Huey holding on to the last transfer spot. Now another thing we got to look at, when they're running up top down the back stretch, these cars are a little hard to control. They got that opening. That's what caught Chance Carr that last lap.
It did. So right now your top 4 are trying to move away, but Chance Carr says, I'm not. Right there on the back heel of Quillen. And he's going to see if he can take anything he can away from Quillen, as those 2 guys are going to go nose to tail. Quillen still hanging on to the final train.
Chance Carr trying to reel him in as much as he can right here. He's sticking with him. Just got to be methodical about when he makes that move.
Yeah, he does. They're probably in 5th place right now. I think he's stalking like all the other guys. He's just waiting for old Quillen to make a mistake. We got Quillen, Carr, 2 guys, man. Nose to tail, and there you go. That might be the mistake he was looking for. Quillen hit the wall.
Chance Carr trying to take advantage here. He's got a gap if he wants to throw a slider, and he's going to throw it on Quillen. Quillen, he's going to have to try the crossover here. Not quite going to get the momentum out of the corner.
Ooh, got on his tire.
Oh, wow.
Told you they're going to be migrating up against that wall. Now it's going to danger in every turn right here. Meanwhile, up front, it's all Clement, Busby. Those two guys are going to thinking about going at each other. But Hugh Quelan outside looking in now. He had that spot, but he wants it back from Carr. He's going, I'm not giving up on the back tailgate yet.
White flag. One more to go. One more shot for Quillen to try to make something up. Chance Carr right now. Good advantage for him over Huey.
2 more turns. Clement, Busby, Gill, and Carr. Oh, he's going to hang on to it. Yep. Wow. Quillen's probably going, man, you got to be kidding me. That one little mistake. And we've seen it all night long. Every heat race here, we've seen the mistake that somebody's done.
And it's always occurred with 2 to go.
Yep. All right, warm-up time here, folks, and didn't even have a B main. Wow, we're going straight into the feature. Talk about a night, man, of racing. Well, folks, let's listen to the sights and sounds. We'll be right back here in a few. All right, folks, that's the warm-up. Here we go. Feature time tonight. Gonna be good. It's 24 drivers. We'll just check out what the grid looks like. And remember, we also got the AMX hard charger here. So, show you. Corey requested been the man down there 24 here tonight on that one. So, Corey, USA. Been interesting here tonight. What we've learned so far is single file, but the guy in front makes a mistake, and you can definitely push that guy out the way. Now we got 24 cars. How aggressive do you got to be to get through the field?
Triple the amount of cars. About 5 times the amount of laps. You got to be there at the end to make anything happen. Like we always say,
When you push the panic button.
hit the panic button when you're sitting in third and the top 2 are out by 2 seconds without the gas. That's when you want to caution.
And you know, and I'll go with you there too on that one, because as hard it is to pass here, you know, at some point you got to look at, well, who's going to be that hard charger? I'm interested to see which one's going to come through the field. But like what you said, if we get long green flag runs here, it's going to get spread out. You're going to see maybe some tandems get away. You know, whether it be the top 2, you know, third or fourth, or whatever. Something's going to get away here tonight. And then can you reel them back in? Because it's been a tough place to pass. But here we go, green flag, and the man out front, Corey Colin Bach, he's out there with Murray. They're already trying to make it 3 wide, but you got multi-groove so far, it looks like. I don't know, that's just not going to last.
Yeah, I don't foresee this multiple grooves lasting too long, but... And we already got our first caution now.
Yeah, and I think this is what's going to happen is you got to be that, what we talked about a couple weeks ago, semi-aggressive on these starts by being that way. Oh, and looks like that was just kind of Gaines was just wrong place, wrong time. I'm not sure who that was. That
Vickers.
Vickers got involved. Yeah, oh yeah, Vickers got in there, and then boom, Gaines got into him. It's just a bunch of cars. One Gaines, poor Gaines, he's upside down, hurdling that thing in the track. So, but we talked about this a couple weeks ago. It's semi-aggressive that you've got to be. But again, it's 50 laps. How aggressive do you want to be? You know, if you're talking 15-10 to go, if a caution flies 15-10 to go, sure, and you're sitting, let's say, you know, 10th or 8th or whatever, you're yeah, it's panic time. I got to go. You're probably going to push the envelope, but you're sitting right now. Especially if I'm sitting, let's say, it's just me personally, if I'm sitting 15th, 19th place spot, I know I've got plenty of time. Don't panic quite yet. Don't get that aggressive nature going yet. Even though these restarts and this track pushes or tends to push to I've got to be aggressive on the start to get what I can out at first. You don't really need to get it all at once, but as we go back green.
Yeah, and Colin Bacchus there with good launch over Blake Murray. You see him 2 wide for second. Tyler Clement on the bottom. Yeah. Maybe 3 wide here.
Yeah, 3 wide there for the second. As I say that, you know, hey, look, these are race drivers. They're wanting to get everything they can out front first off. Jerry down low, never mind, caution out, Hugh Queelan. And again, just back here, a little bit of side-by-side racing. You see Queelan right there. They're 3 wide in front of him. And he just got inside of a car, and another one sent him a sailing. Boom, boom, boom. So, like, guys are just checking up a little bit. I mean, we've seen some guys make some mistakes early in the heats. And, I mean, Corey, you know, we can sit up here. It's easy for us to say, I'll be calm, be patient. As a race driver, you know, you've been out there. It's a tough thing to do. You feel like even though it's 3 laps in, you're in panic mode. I got to get up front. Oh, no. And maybe sometimes you overdrive the car, push the car a little too hard. You'll have trouble.
Yeah, most definitely. Early on, even though it's early and you're at the back. I mean, if you're in 20th, making up 19 spots, that's about a car every 2.5 laps that you got to pass.
Yeah, yeah. And you think it's a daunting task, now. You're like, oh man, I got to come through this field 20-some positions. I mean, but hey, look, already Matthew Schaefer up 7. So, I mean, he holds the hard charger. And you've got Corey Request back there up 7, and Schaefer saying 6 to him. Schaefer Request in 7. Dealed up in 5. So those guys have come up already positions. They have to me, just looking at them back there, even though they're still back there, about 14th, 15th place spot, they still have to think, got a lot of laps to go here. I've already came up, 5, 8 spots. So I know I can come through the field. I got to be patient because I got to have my car there by the time we get to the end. So we get set to go back green.
Yeah, and it's harder because the further up you get, the quicker everybody else is.
It is, so at some point, unless you're just a bad, fast car on the track, at some point you are going to hit kind of that brick wall to where you're going to get to where you are no matter what you do. But still, here we go. Got Bach gets up out front in the field. Right behind him, Clement, as they go, man, side by side. It's a 2x2 all the way through the field.
And we're going to see a lot of 2x2 action on these restarts here, Joe, as Tyler Clement is now able to slot in behind Blake Murray. That'll make top 3 all single file.
Yeah, it will. Top 3, 4 single file. Jerry Flippo back there. He's racing that car around. He's got Busby, and here's where I think you're going to get into trouble up front. You saw them all up there on top of that cushion, and I figured it's going to start playing a factor here in this race. There in the 3 and 4. As you saw them get up there, everybody kind of, actually 1 and 2, everybody kind of got up there and had to check up because one car scrubbed the wall. That's the problem with everybody like nose to tail right now.
Yeah, and these cars,
it again.
Oh
Yep. Actually, Busby, I think that might have been a product there. We were watching Desmond Busby got to the wall, and I think that was a product of everybody behind him had to check up. Watch right here. Watch Desmond Busby on this replay. Right in front of Flippo. Busby actually gets into the wall, and yeah, Jerry gets into the wall, and then from there, it's just a pileup, and that's just close quarter racing. And here's where you got to adjust as a driver. You see Flippo, he's flipping, and he's trying to get some help. He's still flipping. He's a flipper. And is he going to get it, or is he going to...
I don't
Going, man, I need help. Car won't work. Maybe the pace truck will help. Not pace truck, man. And he goes into But I think right now, what we're seeing is in 3 and 4, we're okay. That 1 and 2, where they're getting up and out of the wall, as close as these guys are, I mean, they're right there on top of each other. One guy in front makes a little bit of checkup. It's going to accordion the rest of the field. And we've said it, I mean, I've said it 100 times. Look, you just don't stop on a dime on this dirt.
Yeah, and I mean, that these cars are so prone to grabbing the walls with all the front tire sticks out. If you even breathe wrong on the wall of a tire on one of these cars, that sidewall just grabs in and you have no control at that point.
Yeah. Here we go. It's set. You got Bach out front. Another thing we have to talk about, and I've seen this a lot on dirt. Not so much in asphalt, although it does happen, but in dirt, where the guy out front dominating, and you know he's got the groove, but multiple cautions, and by the time the end of the race, if the cautions keep happening, he loses something. I don't know if it loses the track, loses concentration, or rhythm, or what, and then the second place guy usually ends up overtaking him. I've seen it a lot happen on dirt, more so than I see on the asphalt side. Maybe as a driver, I mean, you tell me what goes through your mind like that at multiple cautions, because I see it a lot on the dirt side. Does the track change that much from caution to caution?
I am a firm believer it changes a little bit under caution. Depends on where you have everybody packing it in. If you have running it in up at the top,
well,
it's
that's interesting you said that there, Corey.
Marbles in.
Yeah, that's interesting how you said that, because that would make sense, as because we're talking dirt. Dirt changes a lot from what asphalt really is not going to change much. Whether you're running on it hard, I mean, you're going to lay more rubber down, obviously, yes, but that asphalt's not rutting up, it's not moving, it's not doing it. The dirt is, so that makes sense what you're talking about. You know, they're out there going high speed, and now they go low speed. Yeah, I go with what you just said.
Here we go, green flag back out. Colin Bacchus, good launch once again. He's going to bring Blake Murray and Tyler Clemens single file.
He does. Look down on the bottom. Busby's going to try. Oh, got a carpenter wall. That's Murphy. Oh, he held on to that thing. How? I have no clue. He was on two wheels. He's on two wheels. We ain't going to hang on to it that time. Wait a minute. Yeah, he will.
Hold on.
Well, no, yeah, he didn't get it. We got the caution. All right, Nick King got involved in that one. The King is dead. But watch this. Actually, we're going to get a shot here from Murphy. Watch this first one here on Murphy. He went all the way up on the wall. Joey Chitwood showed this thing. Look at that. He's on two wheels. Held on to it. He was like, yeah, had that thing. Bronco Bull coming around again. Got on the wall again. This time, not so much. He actually had it saved, and Nick King got involved in a little bit of wreck back there, though. So unfortunate on Nick King's part. But Colin Murphy out here, he's trying to get the show-off award tonight.
Trying to do his best Ross Chastain impression.
Hey, but look at this. We talked about coming through the field, and whether he stays on his position or not, we'll have to see as the ticker goes back around. For your request, it says he's up 14 spots in 10th. You want to talk about hard charger coming through the field? Might be one to watch out for. A lot of times in dirt, it's not so much always the fastest car, but it's one that can, you know, watch out for the wrecks, stay clean on the track. Him and Matthew Schaefer, yeah, 10th and 11th. Man, Corey up 14th, Schaefer up 11th, so they've made some headway to the front.
Problem with Schaefer here is that car looks like it might be tracking a little bit with all that damage.
Tracking, where's it tracking to?
It's tracking
Got
to the
Google on it.
right.
Got Google on it.
It's tracking
Let's look
to
at
the
it.
right.
Let's look at it. Yeah, we'll look at it from here. And, okay, yeah, might be doing the crab walk. That's what we call it. But you know what? It might run better. Under speed. Let's say it might run better under speed. Let's say it that way.
Hang on, we're not going green.
It might run better under speed. How's that? Colin Murphy trying to go back around. Yeah. Hey, what a product that maybe it looked like you might have slapped the wall or something.
Yeah, looks like a little bit more than wall.
I don't know. I'm still trying to look at what you're looking at, because this car don't look that far off than what maybe like some of the others.
I don't know. Maybe my eyes are playing tricks.
Now I do see his fin in the back behind the left side is bent in more than everybody. So maybe somebody's tagged that part. If you look behind the left side of the wheel, his back quarter panel there is bent in. So that kind of gives the illusion of his car. But I'm trying to look at it, kind of look at everybody else. It looks about as straight as most of all the other ones look like they're kind of sitting sideways or running sideways. Which, I mean, in dirt racing, I would think you would probably want that thing cocked a little bit cambered weird, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, but maybe my eyes are playing tricks on me, Jay. I'm not.
I mean, look, you can see the fender back there, though. You can see that there. Yeah, I mean, Well, it just looks like, I mean, because you look at Colin Bach as you go back green. I would think that kind of helps. I mean, especially with how these cars, man, interact going to the turns as much as they are. But right now, Bach's a man up front. You got Murray right behind him. We got some car on the wall, and that is Chapman. Oh, Chapman. Oh, that ain't going to work. Wow. Here's another thing. We talked about open wheeled on these cars. Well, we're starting to see the wall will win with these cars because once you get those tires up there, it's almost like late models. Remember, late models were really bad about doing it? And Chapman actually was in third place. Yeah. Got up into the wall cushion, and then that thing just, boom. Done.
I mean,
Done.
Tyler Clement.
Yeah, Tyler Clement, my bad. Clement. Yeah. Got some style points on that one, though.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Style points. Bach, Murray, Busby. That's the top three. It's a good one so far. These guys are good. Actually, I don't know who's winning, the track or the wall.
I think the turn one wall is beating them all, right? Well, except for Colin Bacchus right now. And turn one wall is winning against everybody else.
I'm gonna give you that one. Yeah, because it seems like most of our cautions are coming from guys getting into the wall more so than getting into each other, and there's where the adjustment's got to be. I talk about when you get up there on that top side cushion, how far up do you go? You know, how much risk versus reward do you take? I mean, we're seeing 3 and 4 to kind of stand in the middle of the track, but that 1 and 2, man, they are flirting with disaster going up on that wall.
Well, you know, at this rate, I see everybody else hitting the wall. I'm gonna put my car about half a car down from the wall, so I ain't touching it, and I'm gonna have to clean his car by the end and have the best aerodynamics.
Well, look where that cushion is. Remember earlier on, they had a huge cushion there in 1 and 2. Look where it's at. It's almost about I'm gonna say maybe a couple feet off from the wall now, and probably by the time this one's over, it's going to be on top of the wall. There's not going to be one there in the middle of the track. But as opposed to where we're getting right here, look where 3 and 4 is. 3 and 4 actually, yeah, they pushed it up some too, but they're able to still stay more in the middle of the track in 3 and 4 than they are in that 1 and 2.
Well, you can see where the rubber has built up significantly more towards bottom, low, middle there in 3 and 4. So that's how they're able to stay high middle in 3 and 4.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this: since you mentioned that, because we're seeing it right here, 1 and 2, you can see up there. You can see more of how the rubber's more up further on the track as you go into that turn. Now, as you go through the turn, it kind of goes down to the bottom, as opposed to 3 and 4, where it stays more down towards the bottom, maybe heads to the middle a little bit. Is that why they're migrating to the top, maybe in 1 and 2 more than they are 3 and 4?
Yes.
All right. But then, at what point do you think that low line will it come back in as we go back green? Here we are, single file, Bach out front. It'll be interesting to see that if the low line comes back in, because yeah, right there you see it. They went into 1 and 2, and they go high, but they can come out maybe kind of in the middle.
Yeah, and that's going to eventually, once they put enough rubber down, and you see Colin, he enters low in 3, so a little bit different than what we planned.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're going to see it kind of, once it forms up more rubber on the very, very top side in 1 and 2, you're going to see him start searching around a little bit.
Well, you saw Bach right there. Yeah, we got a cool car wall. That looks like Squealing. That's Squealing, and they keep going. But you just saw right there, Bach actually, he did not go up against the wall like we're used to seeing here 1 and 2. Look, actually, he's going down to the bottom as caution's out. Maybe he's like, you know what, I've done seen enough of that top lane up there. Looks like Gander. Great. Christian Great. See what happened to him again. He's up top. The wall. Wow. The inside wall took him out. Lost Great.
See the outside wall squishing through.
Yeah, he the outside wall. It made wine.
And that was a turn 3 wall, so the new wall.
Everybody's getting involved in the party tonight. Well, that's what I'm saying, though. But you saw Bach. It was it because we were just talking about how entering the turns, and he does the total opposite of what we were talking about. He went down in low, so maybe he's seeing something. He went down in low, so maybe he's seeing something or learning. Like, yeah, it might be the fastest way around the track up there, but it's also the most dangerous. And I've done seen enough guys get up there. But if he can maintain and stay out front, why risk it going up there?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if it's working for you down low, where you can keep a steady gap over the guy in second, why put yourself in the position to potentially wreck?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I mean, I'm with you on that one. So, yeah, definitely if you can stay out there and get a good, because, you know, he's going to want, like, Murray and them to have to keep battling behind him. You know, the guys that are behind him and whatnot, Busby and so forth, they're the ones that are going to have to figure out how do we, well, one, these cautions are really hurting them on trying to figure it out. But if we get a long green flag run here, they're the ones that are going to have to figure out, one, how do we get up out of the box? And then two, how do we get around him? And then is the line that Bach is taking, if they are able to get up there to him, is the line that he's taking, will it then be the fastest way, or will Bach have to change back to the old way? I mean, it to me, it's going to be a chess match up here.
Eventually, Colin is going to have to start running up top. That the middle of 1 and 2 still seems to have a little bit of grip. Maybe if we can get a good 10-lap run in here, we'll see Colin have to move his way back up to the high side.
Absolutely. So, let's see how these guys play this one out. Bach, Murray, Busby, Branch, top 4. Here we go. Getting set to go back green. Single file. Pace truck is in. And then they didn't. Glad they could go through the pace truck, but they ran that thing all over.
Oh, come on.
But now you just see right there, Murray actually followed Bach's line all the way through, and so did Busby. But now here you go. I thought he was going to fake him out there for a minute. He actually looked to the inside, and then Bach went all the way high. This is what I'm talking about. Now Bach actually up front is probably going to have to change that line. I don't know about hitting that hump there, though, on that turn going in. That looks dangerous.
Yeah, it's very dangerous if you don't catch it or you don't know that you're actually going to hit it. It can shoot that car up, make you real tight, lift those front tires off, and it's kind of hard to steer a car when your front tires aren't even on the ground.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Everybody's taking that line going in high, kind of sliding it up to the track. Busby's there with him. You see Branch behind him. Oh, car's wrecking in the back. We got a junkyard. And it's a big one. I can watch and see.
Might have started more.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what we're going to watch here first with more, and then just everybody kind of kept piling in from there. Check eBay tomorrow. Got some virtual parts. Any virtual parts for your big blocks here. Big Al's guns. More. You have help? Yep, the 60 just went in. And let me help you out in that turn. And then from there, they just kept coming. And it's a roadblock. Not much place to go once you move off the track like that.
No, it's kind of hard to get around a wreck when the wreck is all the way across.
All right. Well, the one thing we've known about USA here tonight, big track, and it's been treacherous for these guys.
Yeah, 13 laps in. 25 minutes on the clock out of the 45 minutes that we get.
Run up against the board.
And if they keep it up, we might hit the time limit here.
Yeah. Well, that was a time race instead of a lap race. Only in lap 13. Remember, laps don't count on caution laps don't hurt side. Might go double file this time.
Yeah, race control has changed it back to double file restarts. We'll see him double it up.
This right here might help Murray a little bit if he can get a good start and get away from Busby. Then again, Bach, I mean, he controls the field. If he can get out front and get those two guys behind him battling, that's what he ultimately wants to see. That in the whole field battle. At this point, there's not been enough laps run that I think it's going to mess Bach up as far as changing the track to where, again, it's going to mess him up. If we would run, let's say, 10, 15 laps and then have a caution and run another, let's say, 10 laps, have a caution, and then run another 5, 6 or so and have a caution. Yes, that's, I think, is where it would get into messing Bach up. But with the only running like a lap or two or here, he's not been able to get really in a big rhythm. But I don't think it's going to mess him up too bad yet. Could be wrong, though.
Yeah, Bach is going to be in control. So as long as Blake Murray, he's got it timing, and them being on Apex Industries there, those two might be working with each other.
I don't see no CFM guys out here.
No, I don't believe those guys are too big in the big block.
Yeah, big in that Pro Lates, though. Masters. Green flag, here we go. Box out front. He gets a start. This is what he wanted to see. He wants to see Busby and Murray back there just ground and pound on each other. You see everybody jumping the hump. You see Busby takes the second spot. Branch falls back. Here comes old Murray, Branch, and Carr back here. Now everybody's single file. And that's exactly what Bach needs to see. But can he hold off Busby? As they're already too wide back around 5th place, 6th place spot.
Well, Busby is strong in these modified type of vehicles. And he's showing it right now in 2nd place. Got a couple of them. I don't know what happened to him.
Back in 21st, remember, he was all the way up in 9th at one point. He caught up one of them wrecks. Yellow flag's out. Somebody wrecked.
Might have been
Jason
Nick.
Moore. Jason Moore's the only one lit up on my screen here, but that 18. Alright, watch it right here. Replay. King's in the 43 machine. The 3 wide back there in the back. Bunched up. Let me guess. Ball's gonna get him. Maybe. Check up a little bit. Oh yeah, the wall got him.
Oh,
Again.
backstretch wall.
Wow. He not having a good night. But yeah, I guess Corey Bequest, he must have got caught up in one of those other wrecks earlier in the race. Remember, he was up 9th. Moving. Hard charger wise. Now your hard charging leader is going to be Matthew Schaefer, still there in 12th place. He's up 10. Chance Carr's up 7 though in 5th. Schaefer still owns the AMX hard charger here tonight. Still got to give a shout out, even though we didn't have any LCQs. A shout out to Gas Money out there, man, sponsoring the B mains here tonight. We didn't have any LCQs, but still want to give them a shout out. Got Big Al's guns here tonight, big blocks. Green flag. Remember, Busby got a good jump and he got a good start on this one. This might be trouble for Bach if he can get back to him. And man, look out! Here comes Murray. Murray says, "I want my spot back."
Yeah, Murray.
flag.
Oh, we got a junkyard again.
Thomas Vickers and company back here. Vickers, Moore, and Clement all involved with this one.
Grape involved as well.
Vickers is around. There you go. 3 machines, man. Done.
Got 2 different wrecks.
Okay. Well, if you're Bach, I mean, what do you do different?
You just keep holding on to this lead. The more cautions we keep having, the sooner this race is going to end for him. He either wants to stay in the lead, and he wants to see that time run out while he's in. And Desmond, he needs to make up 1 spot before we do hit the time limit or lap limit, whichever comes first. And right now we're at lap 16, 31 minutes and 45.
Yeah, hey, you know what? It's racing. I mean, yeah, I know Edwards out there, man, probably banging his head against the wall, and probably some of the drivers too. It's just racing. Sometimes, man, you come to certain tracks and you have great races, and sometimes you go to tracks and it's just a total nightmare and whatnot. We see it on the asphalt side of things there too, Corey. You've seen it, I've seen it. Man, we've seen the best of the best on iRacing on that side, dirt or asphalt. Go to some tracks and it's beautiful. Go to some tracks though, man, and it looks like they're a bunch of amateurs. I mean, not to say that's what it is, but it happens. It's just product of racing. And this track, man, here, it's a tough one.
I mean, it's just so tough because that wall,
yeah,
it's deceiving. You think you have room, and then next thing you know, you don't have the room, and that right rear grabs on and swings the front around, and mess goes out. The single file again. Colin Bacchus in control here over Busby. Yep. And here we go.
Flag. Yeah, I mean, so a lot of it, the product of the track here. You see Busby, Murray, Branch, company up front. I mean, you know, Bach's loving everything he's seeing right now because he's in control of this field. But right behind him, you've got Murray and company, then you Branch. And maybe a few cars in the back again here. Logan Gill up into the wall, Grape up into the wall. I just, you know, at some point these guys are probably going to have to pick a different line. I mean, as you see up here, Bach, I mean, he's not going anywhere near that wall now. Even in 1 and 2, he's not going nowhere near it. I get it. You want to go fast. Look here, 3 and 4, he's going down the bottom. He says, you know what, forget that wall. It looks like he slowed up even before the car went high.
Yeah, you can't hit a wall if you ain't close to it.
I like that. That's a good one. I mean, and that's what these guys are. Even though it might be the fastest way around the track. And here's another issue that you will run into is if everybody's doing the same thing, nobody's going to be able to pass. And it's frustrating as a driver because you're like, well, all I got to do is change up one thing, and I can blow past everybody. Problem is, are you going to wreck? That's the thing. Will you take that chance of getting up there? Because we've seen this wall all night long, boom, and now you see nobody's wanting to go up there. But the problem is and it's just the product of this track, is nobody's been able to make ground on anyone.
Yeah, and right now that 1 and 2, it is about even all the way across, and we got a caution out on the field here.
Eben Robinson and Gill. Looks like. See what happened. Oh, that time wasn't no wall. That was just 2 guys got together and he just sent Gill the sailing. Whoa. Wow. But in that thing, if you saw right before that crash there, Corey, Gill actually had to slow up for a car that was up against the wall, and then the other guy kind of just didn't take much of a tap, and he kind of hit him pile drive, gone.
Yeah, almost didn't know that there was 2 of them up there, slowed up. Just bam. So 21 laps in, and we got 10 minutes left. So whichever comes first here, 29 laps or 10 minutes. Right now, Bacchus is liking it. Whenever they get going, he's about dead even every lap. We'll look at it when they get a couple laps in here, get the momentum build up. We'll look at lap times between Busby and Bacchus, but last run they were about dead even lap time.
And then they got to go back to what I was saying is because I don't want to say drivers are scared, but they are driving more cautious about getting up in that wall. The problem is with doing that is nobody's going to be able to make ground. You're going to run pretty much the same times. You're going to run kind of single file unless somebody, wants to take the chance. The bad thing is now they're up against the time. They're up against the laps here, the time to finish. And, Bach doesn't want to do anything to get rid of that lead out there. And you can see it, but neither does Busby. He doesn't want to take the chance to get up there. He's running straight tire tracks of Bach right now. But while he's doing that here, Corey, he's not gaining anything.
No, he's not. He's dead even with him. Maybe a little bit of closing in, but lost momentum off the corner.
Yeah.
Not going to judge it off that lap. We're going to judge it off this next lap or maybe the lap after. See where they're at for time.
Yeah, right now you see, and then Chan's car right now and Branch. This might be the only time you're going to be able to see maybe somebody pass is if someone makes a mistake. Let's check out our hard charger because of right now the hard charge award will go to Stephen Gaines. He's up 9 spots in 11th. I mean, that could change because Chan's car's 7 spots. Fletcher was up 7, and actually Gaines just lost 1. He drops down to 8th, and that actually puts Corey Bequest back up 10 spots. So that guy's made it through the field twice now. If he gets up front, he'd be like blowing the field's doors off. Now, when we talk about, I want to show you something here. Hugh Quelan. Watch what he's doing. He's passing cars, and for the main reason is he's taking that line that nobody else is doing. He's up there in that way up there in that top side cushion where I feel like is the fastest part of this track. Problem is, it's also the most dangerous part of the track, just like we saw in front of him. Stephen Gaines tried it and didn't work.
Yeah, absolutely did not work for Stephen Gaines. He lost a couple of spots out of that wall slinging.
Yeah, so again, we're seeing cautiousness driving by the top guys, Bach, Busby, and all them, actually top 4 or 5. Yeah, the guys in the back that are getting to where, man, I got to make some moves. I got to get up to the front. They're trying to get back up out of the way that line was faster on the track. The bad thing is, though, is again, we go back to that wall. You will jump out there and bite you. I mean, you see Flippo back here in the 7th place, and there you go. He tried it. He's done.
Oh, wow.
He might have hit the limit.
It says there's no limit for his tank count, so must have Alt F4 did not bring out a caution.
Okay. Good deal on him, but you saw him right there. He tried to make that thing stick and get the fast lane, but everybody who has tried it has failed tonight. I mean, and I go back to that car right now, Hugh Quelan. Look at him. One of the fastest on the track. He's utilizing that high lane. But, man, he is definitely taking a huge risk doing it.
And he's bringing along Corey Bergquist as well. Bergquist was running the high side, and now Huey up in the wall. He's going to get Bergquist gets 2 of them.
I'm going to tell you what, you might say, okay, it's the fastest way, but right now it's probably the worst way around the track. I'm going to say it that way, lack of a better way to term it, because I've not seen anything good come out of running that top side of that cushion. And a car behind him goes around.
That was
Nick King. I think he just got in the back of All right. Thought right there, just kind of ran up into the back end of him. And boom.
Yeah, Bergquist kind of got a little too low there into the grass where the hump is. And King being nice, he hit the brakes. Well, he was being as nice as he could. But this is going to bring us into territory of 4 minutes to go on the clock. We are 31 laps in, 24 laps, 24 seconds a lap. You do the math, Joe. I don't think we got enough.
It's gonna be close. If we go green, hey,
24 seconds a lap, Joe.
well, maybe. I mean, I think with 23 last time.
Okay, maybe 23 seconds, but
I'm just saying, gotta have faith. Gotta have faith.
Busby has to be aggressive here if he wants a shot at winning.
But how aggressive do you get? I mean, it's everybody that's been aggressive tonight and tried to tackle that aggressive line, we'll say up top, has been met with doom.
Well, you see him right there. He's got the
Remember,
run.
he's running for points. I mean, Busby running for points. So, at what point do you say, you know what, there's a good points night to be second, or do I try to get this win and wreck and then end up 20-something?
I think you got to go for the win.
Go for points.
Well, wins.
You're going to end up. Look, hold on. You're pretty much in the top side of points. You're going to give up a massive amount of points if you finish 20th, what you'd finish if you wrecked now and didn't get back out there, or second. They can second any day of the week.
I think, well, yeah, second would be nice, but you see him, he's keeping up here with Box.
He has been. Yeah, you're right. I mean, he's been able to keep up with him. It's just, again, he can't. Well, it's not that he can't. He probably don't want to run that other line, which is probably what it's going to take to get around Box.
They get real close there on the exit of the corners up by the wall, too. That scares me.
I think Bach's going to just have to make a mistake for him to get around. But look at the battle back here around 6th, 7th place spots. You got Bomb, Carr, and company. Them guys are going at it side by side, 3 wide. You still got your hard charger back here. Corey Bequest up 10 spots in 14th. But you've got Fletchel up 8 spots in 9th. As actually Corey Bequest just lost 2 spots and fell back to 16th. That puts him right in the clutches and puts Fletchel now the hard charger just like that.
The changes within seconds there between the hard chargers.
14 to go. We're up against the clock. Still think they can do it?
They got a minute here.
A minute? 45 minutes. It's only 42 in.
It's 44 in. So it's showing on mine.
Corey can't do math.
Okay, maybe it is 42. Okay, never mind. Okay, my end and that end is different. Okay, they could definitely get it here.
It's close. It's going to be close. Well, to go, caution would definitely throw it out the window, I think. But it's going to be close. Nick Baum right now, we got a good battle going on here about 7th place spot. You got Baum, Carr, Murphy and company. It's still Bach out front. He's got about a half-second lead over Busby, so he's extended that. I'm watching this battle back here around 7th and 8th because these guys are going at it.
Yeah, and Bergquist and Fletchall are right now both at +8 gained. So which one does good to? The highest?
Highest, it does, yep. So Fletchall right now would actually get the tiebreaker because. You seriously asked me that?
Oh, okay, I didn't. Okay.
Well,
Not
never mind.
That's
Caution.
my help.
Oh, it's gonna be. Is it caution? Yeah, it's got to be caution. The car's upside down, flipping. Robbie Swan did a swan dive, and it wasn't pretty. Well, I look pretty. We'll watch it again here. He sent that thing in, and the car behind him kind of ran him up the track. He had it cleared, but I think the car in front of him just basically kept coming up the track, and he was trying to. At some point, Swan should have had to let off a little bit, but just kept sending it. Two cars got together. Boom. Now we might be up against the time.
Now we might be. Yeah. Now we got.
Because it's going to put it at 44, like you said, 44. Now, by the time it'll be actually past 44 when we go back green with 9 laps. So yes, now there's no way for them to finish this one. They'll end this one with about 3 or 4 laps if it goes green. Because by the time we go back green, it's going to be 44-40. Like we might only get another 2 laps in here. Maybe. Because when it hits the 45 minutes, if they cross the line before they hit the 45-minute mark, it lets them complete that lap. That's kind of how time races go. If they don't get to the finish line before 45, then once they cross the finish line, it's over. It's kind of confusing if you think about it a little bit, but yeah.
So we're gonna go green and see checker.
Yeah, basically, yeah, we are now. Yep. Unless it does the checker automatically here, but it might let them run 1 lap. We'll see. Time races are we're definitely at the time limit. Whatever it is, this is it. So, yep, he takes it. We're going to go green, and this is it. All they're going to get. I mean, even if it throws a caution at this point, race over. We're past the time. It's going to be caught. It's going to be Bach winning this thing unless he just messes up in turn 4. And Busby's going to come home in 2nd. Murray's going to come home in 3rd. And our hard charger looks to be Fletchel. Yep. Him and Corey Bequest both up 9 spots, but the tiebreaker goes to Fletchel. What a race. Wow. I know. I know Edwards in there, man, probably pulling his hair out, going, man, this is crazy. Hey, up track tonight. These guys did what they needed to do. Good finish, though.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, we did get 43 laps into the scheduled 50.
That's right. So maybe next week, just a thought.
50 minutes.
Put it at 40 lap races. Yeah.
I like the idea of 50 minutes, but
well, I you know what? Would we even still got it done at 50 minutes if another caution would have flew?
no, but we would have been.
I mean, on a shorter track. Again, in all fairness here, this is one of the biggest tracks. It is the biggest. Let me just say, it is the biggest track on iRacing, dirt-wise. So it's going to be the most time. Any other track would have finished fine because not many tracks go 22, 23 second times. Most of them are 16, 19 seconds.
Yeah.
Something like that. But let's bring up some of these guys, get a word with them here, as looks like we've got Murray, our 3rd place man. I'll bring him up here and let's get a word with him.
Hey there, Blake. You got a copy on me? Blake Murray, you got a copy on me?
Go ahead.
Well, man, you brought her home 3rd. A little bit of attrition there throughout the night. Talk us through it.
Yeah, it was good. It was just really hard. Everybody's running the same line. I was trying to move up and hit the tacky before they did and get a run, but we never got the run we needed.
Now, tell us the risk versus reward of running up top versus staying safe down on the bottom.
I felt like if you could pass me on the top, I'd let you have it because it was real treacherous in 1 and 2. I tried to top in 3 and 4 a few times, but I didn't really rip it because they wasn't nothing to get on. So
All right. Well, man, you brought her home third. You got anybody like to thank tonight?
Thank Colin Bucks for everything he does. Apex Industries, DQ Speed, Vortex Graphics, Logan Gill for the paint. Thank Eddie for the league. Thank y'all for the broadcast.
There you have it, folks. Your third place driver, Blake Murray.
Absolutely. I'll bring up the second place guy here tonight, Busby. He tried to do what he could to get up there, but one position short.
Hey, Desmond, you got a copy on me?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, second place here. Good points night for you. Talk us through it.
I honestly shocked myself by being up here because, I mean, I'm not that great at this track nor these cars. So, honestly, I was just trying to get a good, consistent or good, solid finish. And, yeah, like I said, I kind of shocked myself by being up here.
Yeah, second place is definitely good. Now, did you think you were going to have a shot to get around Colin if we had a little bit more green flag racing at the end there?
I don't think so. I mean, once it moved to that slider line, I mean, I kind of already knew that was it. But he started running cut down in 1 and 2, and I don't know. I was gonna try something else, but just kept getting cautions and just eventually ran out of time. But I don't think I would have had something for him. So he was already pretty much checked out.
Well, either way, good job. You got anybody I can thank tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my team, D1RT, Brooks Motorsports, Duct Tape Racing, you guys for the broadcast, and Eddie for putting this on.
There you have it, folks. Your second place driver, Desmond Busby.
Busby, man, did what he could, but this guy right here, man, held on to the top spot. Corey Bach here tonight. Up here. Corey, Joanne Booth, got a copy?
Yeah, I hear you.
Well, man, I tell you what, I gotta ask, because from our point of view, running that wall tonight, I think it was probably one of the biggest winners here of taking cars out. Did you have to change your line, or did you pretty much stay the course?
Yeah, the wall got pretty treacherous there early in the race. So I went up there, and it was just to the point where it wasn't worth risking. I tried something else that kind of worked. I went to that slider line and 1 and 2, and I said, all right, well, I don't really need to go up there, so I'm not going to if I don't have to. And I mean, all the cautions really hurt the track as well, just because we didn't get any actual race time. You're just rolling it in, so it pre-gen'd a little different. But I mean, yeah, I would have liked to finish that one off completely, but I do think that we were pretty well set to take that one home anyway, whether we had finished it out or not.
Yeah, and it was interesting because that's what we were talking about, is how y'all looked like y'all had to change your lines out there, and Busby had no choice but to also, unless he wanted to risk it, and like what you said, I mean, obviously you win in the race, and you're saying what you're saying, the risk wasn't worth the reward, but do you think maybe it would have been if Busby and them would have changed?
I don't think I really moved from that. I think unless they're putting a dominant challenge and you know, side by side with me, or if I get past, then I have to change. But it's just one of those things where, you know, if you're not getting past and you're not really threatened, to don't change. So I mean, I just stuck to my line, and then later in the race, after I went slider both corners, I found that cut down in 1 and 2 that gave me a little extra speed getting down into the tacky on the straightaways to keep my momentum up. So I mean, after that, it was just trying to fine tune where I set the car to come off the corner, and I mean, we held on.
Oh, absolutely. You definitely did, man. Figured it out here tonight. Was able to put it in victory lane. You got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, all my guys at Apex Industries. Another podium for the guys. I mean, we're incredible. These guys are incredible. The drivers that we have here are phenomenal, and can't thank them all enough for helping me test and make sure that we have the best that we can when we come into these races. DKeep Speed, Ducharme Speed, Ryan Conrad Performance, District 23 Technologies, Mike Buono for the wrap, MB Designs, Three Sons Motorsports, CJB Speedworks, and then you for the broadcast, and Eddie for putting on the league. It was a tough race, but it was you're going to have those every now and then.
All right, man. Well, I'll tell you what, man. Congratulations on that win tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yo, Colin Bach. And you heard it right there, Corey. Basically what we were saying, had to change that line. Just was not worth the risk to step on that wall. Although it might have been the fast way around, he didn't need to use it. I mean, he was able to stay out.
Yeah, that's exactly how I would have handled things if I was in his position. Just keep it safe and not risk it.
Well, we also got to give a shout out to Matt Fletchell there, AMX iRacing hard charger here tonight. Outstanding job, up 9 spots on a track that was definitely treacherous here. But man, what a race it was. Again, this track here was just being really, really bad for these drivers, and they had to adjust real quick, and the man that did was Colin Bach. Well, for myself and everyone, though, have a good night. It was an awesome night of racing.